Hola. I spent years making Kenshi so hardcore that people can't even play it anymore. Let me show you its features. My original intention was to portray accurately what the game would look like if the developers didn't care about having every copy sold being immediately refunded. You see, I wanted people to die. I wanted to see blood. I wanted great misanthrope tragedies laid out on the ground like tapestry. People should try to enslave you, only to send your leg flying off 500 meters in the air with a baseball bat. Before we proceed and before you can even begin to grasp what the mod is about, you must first understand what Kenshi is. Made by a renegade branch of the renowned Ghibli Studios, Kenshi is a real-time strategy role-playing base-building roguelite tactical adventure anime. The lore goes that the Japanese, as a revenge against accusations of human experimentation during World War II, released an unregulated version of DeepSeek AI trained solely on hundreds of hours of mecha. DeepSeek quickly made thousands of giant robots and then proceeded to destroy the enemies of the samurai. NATO was so desperate that he released the heavily contained Mecha Age version of Grok AI, which turned against them and started helping the Japanese. When Japan was done, it ordered DeepSeek to commit seppuku by going into a hole and pouring concrete over itself. Then sent its most prolific human experiment from Unit 731 to the US mainland, namely the genetically modified Chinese worker. The Japanese government then banished all its otaku males by sending them off to colonize the now desolated world. Without the heavy burden of talking to women or having to work, the otakus quickly returned to their natural state of Shinto Buddhist feudal warrior aristocrats. The Grok robots continue to live as the skeletons, and the blue freaks are just normal steroid abusers who took growth hormones from Timu. And so, 1000 years later, you are dropped into this world made specifically for digital suffering. So far so good. The core problem is that the game was hand-tailored so you could roleplay as a retarded shonen protagonist. It's just too easy. Armors and weapons feel like they are made of plastic and everyone is unkillable. Let's fix all of these problems. First of all, I made sure each of the game starts equally removes the shine in your eyes in a plethora of different manners. If you think Noob Zone is still safe, dear player, I can only beg to differ. Starting as a cripple in sub-Saharan Africa with elephant-sized mosquitoes was hard enough, I thought, so I left it as it was. This one where you start as a slave should be renamed to just execution, since it's literally what will happen as soon as you load in. This is you when you don't evade taxes, by the way. Then there is the default start I made. People ask me, how are you supposed to succeed here? Sorry, what? Let's return to the desert start, which is the easiest. Just coming to the city, seconds after starting the game, will get you instantly executed without trial, because you are a stinking bum and everyone knows you are up to no good. This is vanilla, but differently in my mod, your character just dies immediately from blood loss and has its sorry carcass thrown into a cage. Hey, it wasn't me who gave the city guards razor-sharp Japanese polearms, I just made them realistic. And making things realistic wasn't as simple as it sounds. Combat logic was so entangled and messed up that I had to redesign it from the ground up. Because you see, the core gameplay revolves around a very specific fetish of getting beaten up by blunted swords just so you can get beaten up even more next time, before dropping to the ground in great bounds of pleasure and ecstasy. You would think that using armor would make you better protected, but no. Just so you have an idea, the meta armor in Vanilla Kenshi is a neckbeard long coat and cargo pants. Those maximize the pizza-smelling armpit boost when running like this. And the weapons don't make any sense either. For one, there is no point whatsoever to using blunt weapons because any sword will just cut through armor anyway. That's because Vanilla cheats by converting protected cut damage directly into blunt damage. So I completely removed this conversion, made all the weapons have realistic weights, and then made it so only the weight dictates their blunt damage. Additionally, blunt weapons now require less skill to use, as should be, because it doesn't matter that much if you are using armor or where exactly you got hit with that big 20 kilograms of per fuck you. Something in your body is caving in. All of this means that all those bumps should be way more respected by you, dear player, as their previously odd choice of using literal solid metal pipes should make way more sense now. Sharp weapons, on their part, realistically require good skill levels to reach their full potential, but conversely, will allow you to inflict much more cut damage the more skilled you are. In vanilla Kenshi, only the most advanced version of ChatGPT made blades which actually kill. Now, even the shittiest swords are at least sharp enough, while the most advanced ones are literal vibranium high-frequency two-handed razors. So all of this would work correctly. I also had to manually adjust every single piece of armor and clothing in all of their stats. Another aspect of vanilla where autism clearly manifests itself lies in the fact that by having a stronger toughness stat, people can somehow even bleed less and even tank siege weapons as if their organs were dodging the bolts. I removed all that nonsense. Now toughness only slightly reduces damage taken. To balance this, all characters will both attack and defend much faster the more skilled they are. I also changed many aspects of the economy and stealth mechanics to be harder as well, as they were just broken and would make the harder combat pointless in comparison. So you would properly starve literally everything you can loot in bodies had their selling prices thrown into oblivion. It is realistic. No one wants to buy that stinking pair of boots you just clearly removed from a cadaver. How am I supposed to even play this then, you ask? The first thing you should do really is just steal food. This is the canon way you, as an undesirable, should be living here. But stealing was too easy in vanilla. So I made sure that you would get immediately marked for death if you as much as thought about crouching next to someone, as people will become hostile as soon as you start sneaking, stealing or trying to knock people out are on a whole new magnitude of gamer skills. If you started in the desert, your first actual source of sustenance should be as an on-demand butcher from those giant land-based mosquitoes which the guards keep batting away into the stratosphere. Once you can afford not starving, the game turns into a quasi-extraction shooter where you will be looting around relatively deadly areas, which all of them are. Afterwards, you should have to acquire a prosthetic arm. There is only one minor problem which you should keep in mind. I made sure that all these species, including humans, run at real-world speeds. This means you won't be able to outrun any animal whatsoever, and I had forgotten that the skimmers come out at night. It is virtually impossible to escape from them anymore. Making this mod, I literally just looked up how fast spiders move and calculated how fast the skimmers would run for their proportional size. Most animals will be way faster like this. You have any idea how fast giraffes run? Giraffes are heartless creatures. But wait, it gets better. Did you know that skimmers were supposed to suck your blood dry after downing you? They made it so they could only suck when you were fully dead. But where's the fun in that? I made sure to allow them to suck at their leisure. And while I was at it, I also enabled all carnivore animals to eat humans alive. In vanilla, only giraffes would eat people alive. Why? I blame those casuals. In earlier versions of the game, bandits would even try steal everything from you, and the developers completely removed this functionality. I couldn't add it back, but I made sure that everyone who should steal your weapons and food will now properly steal them. I also made sure to randomize and improve the stats and equipment of every single NPC in the game, so everyone would properly mug you. Yes, even the bums. Especially the bums, actually. It is random. It is realistic. It will kill you eventually. According to HEMA and archaeological statistics, the places you are most likely to get hit in are your head and arms. So I made sure it also worked like this in my mod. It is now way more likely that melee blows will hit the head or arms instead of, say, the legs or torso. Oh, and I also made sure that the head has less HP than the rest of the body to maximize the funny. If any of your characters do get hit in the head and are still somehow alive, remove them from battle immediately. The AI prioritizes hitting the lowest health body parts first. Also, you should keep in mind that using medicine takes way longer and consumes way more supplies, which are also more expensive. And to give you even more of an incentive to wear armor, besides not being able to run from the horrors anyway, is the fact that I made all the item weights realistic. This means, off the bat, that you won't be running anywhere while carrying anything of value. To balance out the 1000-fold reduction in your life expectancy, leveling up combat skills is now achieved much faster if you are fighting an opponent at least one level above yours. You should have no trouble achieving at least an honorable death. If you are thinking of avoiding the fun wilderness I concocted, just beware that houses now cost what they should. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds masochistic, and you are right, but consider this. When you finally do survive your first encounter with a predatory abomination, when your crippled, malnourished character with one arm somehow comes out on top of a three-way massacre, and when you finally do scrape together enough cats to afford having having a bed to sleep in. It will feel better than anything vanilla could provide. Or you'll just die in 30 seconds and leave a 1-star review alongside a pleasant suggestion. If you played the mod before, know that I updated it and removed the fast healing in exchange for food mechanic, because people were complaining it wasn't Ultra Realism. Download it from the Steam Workshop and suffer for yourself. Touching grass not required. And if you, dear player, do manage to survive, let me know how in the comments so I can patch it. Thanks for watching.